seem to be backing down. A few of the most controversial picks, including Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard, joined Trump and House Speaker Mike Johnson at the UFC fight at Madison Square Garden last night. Meanwhile, Democrats are reacting to Trump's selections today.
What President Donald Trump wants to do is essentially allow him to throw out the merit-based system and bring in political cronies who will do his will. So they're not really after efficiency. What they're really after is replacing merit-based civil servants with people who will do the president's bidding.
With me now, Republican strategist Susan Del Percio and former Republican Congressman David Jolly, both of whom are MSNBC political analysts and two-thirds of my Sunday family. So, Susan, is the concern more that some of these picks will be incompetent or that they'll know what they're doing and ideologically undermine their agencies?
Well, both things can be true, and I believe they are. You have incompetency, and you also have people who will carry out Donald Trump's agenda. Now, when it comes to carrying out the president-elect's agenda, that's what he got elected. He won. We knew he was going to be picking folks like RFK Jr. to run health, only because he told us that that's what he was going to do. Now, my concern is that it's one thing to bring in people who have like-minded policy, but you also need to have competence. You need to have someone who's used to running a big organization to take on to be the Secretary of Defense, which oversees millions of people. So that's where I think those who are against or have questions about the appointments that have been named should really make their punch list on competency, because they're not competent. It's like choosing an accountant to do your heart surgery in RFK's case.
Okay, another word is experience, David. Several of these picks, Gates, Gabbard, Hegseth, these guys have little to no experience in their fields. They've been chosen for complete loyalty above all else. Is it sinking in now for Republicans that this Trump term, potentially without competent leaders around them, will be markedly different from the first?
Well, look, I think Donald Trump actually beat back the experience and wisdom that he surrounded himself initially in 17 and 18. And I think this is exactly what Republicans expected. And their legacy, Senate Republicans, is on the line as well. The one asterisk I have out there is on Matt Gaetz. I actually think RFK Jr. gets by, Gabbard gets by, Hegseth probably gets by. But not only the personal fitness questions of Matt Gaetz, but this is somebody who is wholly inexperienced and unqualified, empirically unqualified to run the Department of Justice. And so are there 4 Republican senators that just won't go along? Those legacies, I'm thinking of former House members, Bill Cassidy, James Lankford from Ohio, Kevin Cramer from North Dakota, and a few others. Are they willing to support a Matt Gaetz as the Attorney General? And then the curveball is, would Donald Trump consider a recess appointment? This is what he told them they would do, though. And if you supported Donald Trump, you're just as responsible for this as the president-elect is.
Let me ask you a question, Susan, that's challenging David's assessment of Hegseth, because we're learning that he, the Fox News host, tapped for defense secretary, was flagged as a possible insider threat, this by a fellow service member. And it happened when Hegseth was removed from his National Guard assignment guarding Biden's inauguration. Hegseth said it was due to a Jerusalem cross tattooed, but Politico reports it was a different tattooed reading Deus Vult. That is a Christian phrase that's been used by white supremacists. Does Hegseth carry too much baggage even for Senate Republicans?
Perhaps we'll see, but that's why I think no matter what, they cannot do recess appointments. They have to hold these hearings and let the public know, get the questions, have their backgrounds done by the background checks by the FBI. Alex, Donald Trump was looking to basically outsource it to other companies because he didn't want to have a thorough background check and find out things like we did. As a matter of fact, when it comes to Hegseth, the transition team did not know about the incident in California, which is covered by an NDA regarding a sexual assault.
Right.
But most importantly, they have to, I want those senators to be accountable for voting yes for some of these people. They must be held accountable.
Let me ask you last word, David. Are any of these picks going to drop out? And if so, who do you think would be first to go?
Yeah, so it depends on the next 6 weeks. There's a lot of opposition research that will come out, and that's the question around Matt Gaetz. Does the report leak about his personal fitness, the allegations of sexual conduct with a minor? If so, is that disqualifying among Republicans? I think this is where Donald Trump and J.D. Vance have said, we're taking our team and you're either with us or not. Donald Trump controls this party. Republican senators' legacy is on the line, and we will get to measure their fitness as much as the likes of Matt Gaetz come January.
Can't wait to see you guys next weekend, and we'll have more to talk about then. Thank you. New today.